This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person. Today, Olivia Rodrigo is back.
When you do that, the audio listeners get really excited, and then they hear this and that, what will be soon to be Reilly's voice. And
You
they're
called
like,
me
what?
that?
Hey, Jeff. She's a person to me.
I remember the last time we were on this together, we were like, oh, Jeff's a misogynist, different. But that was all in jokes. That was all in jest. We're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Jeff hates women. But he just like, oh, that. You'll hear that.
More of the energy, all that.
That.
Yeah. Started off so foul with the energy. And I actually,
That wasn't on me.
Can I just say it wasn't on you, Reilly? But for Jeff?
And now I feel ennui.
And you feel ennui? Jeff didn't even address the Olivia Rodrigo thing I said.
I did, directly. I said, when you
Yes,
say,
that's
you
true.
tee it up to be Olivia Rodrigo.
I want to get him back. I want to make him feel bad. I want to make him feel jealous.
Not clipping, it has to be peaking, obviously,
It's
in the
clip
file.
proof. No, it's clip proof.
That's crazy
There's no
that
way.
Headgum doesn't have that.
No, you guys are running on an F8. I've seen the fucking setup.
They just got an L12 or something.
L12?
Why do we need 12 tracks? I'm like, never, ever would
This
there
puppy
be.
does 4.
Okay, and it
it's
does them
for
just fine.
my podcast.
Right?
But Olivia Rodrigo is actually back. I've been listening to her new album, Guts Spilled. And I love it, and it makes me feel young again.
Okay.
Like I've been saying all night, you guys make fun of me. We're young, having fun in LA.
We kind of are young and
What's
having fun in LA.
wrong with that?
You know what? Actually, no, today I was driving back from, I went to a Spotify event, not to brag. And
He already explained this to the Patreon listeners in depth, by the way. It's like the 4th time he's mentioned this.
you were peeling the curtain back, and it's showing my upskirt.
It's plugging your cash.
You are taking upskirt photos, and I don't like it.
Jeff just basically took his phone, and he went, under my fucking skirt.
Skort.
Under my
That's
skort.
really good.
Actually.
My skort.
And basically, but to close the loop on Olivia Rodrigo, I think her album's new really good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Favorite songs?
Oh, my favorite song is probably Get Him Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the one that's like kind of country, I actually like too. She's like, I've got captors, they're called friends.
It's like the girl I've always been, I think.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
what it is.
But I really, I'm just listening to it and I'm loving it. And I sort of hyperfixate on musical artists where I get into one and then I
Uh-huh.
only
Course.
listen to that
Yes.
for like a while.
Yes.
And right now, it's got to be that Rodrigo.
Yeah.
See,
I met a guy in the summer and I left him in the spring.
Yeah.
You never listened to that.
I listened to the album twice today, but so I don't know it that well. And a guy in the spring.
And a guy and a girl.
It just makes me act up.
What did you do that was acting up?
I was in my car going, go girl.
So that's why you started the episode an hour late. Because you were in your car.
I was not an hour late. No, Reilly was 7 minutes early and you were late.
I was late by 2 minutes.
That's okay though. I don't mean to. I'm here with Reilly and Jeff. You know Reilly and Jeff from all over the internet. Obviously, they're dominating the industry, dominating the space.
Obviously, they're
We
dominating.
weren't at the Spotify event, so
but you guys have been on this show several times before. And
but
you're-
never together.
that's
No,
not
that's
true.
not true. You've been on the
Let
show
me finish
twice
because
together.
I
No, this
wasn't
is our
even
second time
close
together.
to done.
only.
First time where we're actually on the same team together.
What?
You don't think you
The first episode, we were at odds / an impasse.
Slash each other's throats.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. But
Sure.
I don't know if you guys saw the Patreon intro, patreon.com/Miles B. And we were kind of close coming at
I
Miles.
just want to jump in. That's not correct. Continue, Jeff.
We were just kind of jumping down Miles's throat, which I kind of preferred. And then as soon as the show starts, it's like Reilly joins the
It's
Miles
a front
Army.
it's a front I put on because it's like peeling back the curtain even more.
Upskirt.
Taking more upskirt shots. Jeff is one of my best friends in the world. And
Yeah.
like I love him more than anything, but like he
Sure.
doesn't like, height isn't. I don't like people to know that. And so it's like it's more fun when it's like, oh, this
People are allowed
rascal.
to know, but as long as they pay.
Huh?
You said that you don't like people to know that, but they knew it if they were a Patreon subscriber. So
Yes.
it all has to, the whole friendship
bu-
needs to be behind a
It's paid.
paywall.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
our
paid.
friendship's
Yeah.
not. If you want to see like we went to dinner for like 3 hours the other night.
Yeah, 3 and 15.
3 and 15. Yeah. Fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore.
And what makes you guys? And what makes you guys perfect to be on the show today to answer the calls?
I have a very consistent skincare routine, and I think that takes a certain level of
Retinol?
Never mind. I guess I'm not that perfect.
What is a skincare routine?
Glad you asked. CeraVe in the shower.
CeraVe in the shower.
You're putting moisturizer on while you're washing it off.
I get the face all wet. I get the whole face wet.
You are so nervous.
Well, it's hard because it's obviously personal. I mean, I don't know how much further the curtain can even be pulled back, but
In
I
the
feel
shower.
like let's pull back the curtain.
Pull
of
the shower curtain back.
Exactly right. And reveal that it's CeraVe in the shower
Psycho
after a damp
style.
face.
What kind? Because I use the foaming oil-based one because
I
I
don't
have dry
do the
skin.
foaming.
See, and I never got around to the foaming.
I'll just do the lather, the traditional kind of lather.
So it foams.
Also, the other day I was at a housewarming party and there was a Flamingo Estate candle, right? And I went up to this group of people, right? You remember the candle?
It's a bad story.
You might like it.
I don't like that you. I do want to hear the ending. You lit up. This is what's crazy. You were so bored telling you, and you go, so I was at the party, and the Flamingo Estate candle. Right? You were like, all of a sudden, you had a cup of coffee. What happened there?
There was a Flamingo Estate candle, which for those who don't know is this very niche, weird garden brand in LA. And they have this candle that smells like tomatoes, Roma or otherwise. And I came up and I was like, oh, like this candle is so great. But guys, just so you know, because it was like a circle of a lot of people who had long hair, I was like, don't get their shampoo or conditioner. Because I used it for like a few months and it like ruined my hair. So, you know, the shampoo might be fine, but it's the conditioner that's like kind of the sauce you want to avoid. And I realized that in that moment, I was talking to 5 out of 6 of them I'd never met before in my life, and I called conditioner a sauce.
And so
I
so
later
you use CeraVe
apologized
in
to
the
each
shower
person
and then
individually.
Sorry, you apologize.
I apologized to each person individually.
for calling conditioner sauce.
Correct. Some of them were kind of like, thanks for saying that.
What a weird. Why would they be upset by that?
It was worse than I told.
Was it a bad party?
It was, I thought, pretty joyous.
I'm perfect because I every time I work out on my yoga mat, I clean it off using a spray bottle that has water with also some tea tree essential oils in it.
And that's to avoid bacteria.
So that's actually a Daniel Rashid, my boyfriend. That you don't think I have a boyfriend? Oh, you didn't think I had a? I do.
Oh, to everyone at home who doesn't think Reilly has a boyfriend, she's taken. So,
I do.
So hands off, eyes off.
Don't even look at me.
Don't even look at me.
If you're watching,
Turn off the video.
The video.
If you thought, if people are ogling.
Right.
It's like the upskirts need to stop.
Sorry, Reilly can only peel back the curtain so much. You're only looking up her skirt, so you better fucking look away. Look at Geoff only.
I mean, yeah, blur the other
You
part of
better
the screen.
stop.
'Cause
Blur
I don't
Riley,
wanna-
blur Riley, pixel her out.
You better stop looking at my skirt.
I don't want to suffer because people are taking upskirt photos through her jeans. I would also like to be seen, and just because people
Take up some photos of
people,
Geoff.
yeah.
Oh.
So I always and then
You don't wanna see my grundle?
I hang my yoga mat over our bedroom door to let it like dry so that I'm not rolling it up while it's
Yeah.
still damp and bacteria can grow.
And do you ever do this over the sink? You know, all that sweat just kind of.
With a yoga mat?
Well, you know, not everybody's the same. Some people are built different and have.
You
a habit.
squeeze, you sort of spin your yoga mat twist style.
Yeah, it's like a professional chef's towel that has the orange stripe down the middle. It's a
No.
soggy.
Where are we
grease.
at on yoga? I haven't been doing it. Are people still into it?
I do Pilates and Mad Fit. You ever fuck with Mad Fit?
It's Mom Fit, yeah?
YouTuber Maddie, I don't know her last name, but Mad Fit. She's got some great at-home workouts. So I'll fuck with a little bit of Move with Nicole. That's our home Pilates. And then
Okay.
I'll do a little Mad Fit. And that'll be some HIIT workouts, some low-impact workouts, some arms, some legs, some bacon and eggs. I don't have bacon. I don't eat pork.
But eggs are part of the workout.
Eggs are a part of the workout. You do have to eat the eggs.
Big protein food.
Eggs?
Huh?
Did you dissociate? What happened? You obviously left the room somehow. Again, you went back to the
Huh?
Spotify party mentally.
Well, mentally, I'm still at the Spotify party.
Were there
wondering,
canapes?
tell that to me as if I didn't know what it was.
hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, but I know, but a canapé is a specific type of hors d'oeuvre. It's small.
Oh, I was like, were there little finger foods, fingy foods?
I
in
know,
there?
but canapé specifically, let's talk about the definition.
No one take out your phones.
Pretty sure. Oh, I thought it was finger foods.
I also thought that.
Okay,
Is that
there
not
was
what it
because
is?
there were canapé.
What?
There were canapé there,
Okay.
and I had
there
a
were
couple-
canapé there.
I had a burger. I beelined in, had a burger.
They had full burgers. That's not a canapé.
No, but it was a finger bake. It's a finger bake.
So now we know why you left the party. Now we know why we're doing this at 7:30, actually 8:23.
I was finger banged at the Spotify event.
Are you okay, man? We don't have to do the show.
What were you trying to say?
Finger
food?
burger, I think, which also isn't right. A finger food. It's a slider. You got a slider.
Finger
What's
bang.
it? Full size nose.
I had a finger bang. I had a finger burger at the Spotify event, and it was delicious.
Okay.
And then they yapped for 45.
And then they finger banged.
And they finger banged me in front of all the cool celebrities that were there. And yeah, that's basically a wrap. But
It was a Spotify Wrapped.
it was a
That's
Spotify
really
wrap.
good. And they had you Spotify wrapped around their finger.
Yeah.
Bang.
Well, we've got to get to the calls.
Please, God.
People have called into the show.
Why?
Can't imagine why.
Before we get to the calls, let's get some impressions going, Riley.
Impressions?
Yeah,
Here's
why don't you do Nelson Mandela?
3, 2, 1.
Do
Let's
Nelson
no.
Mandela.
Let's do Ray Romano on 3. Everybody at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Why does everybody hate me?
That was good. Now someone pick someone else that we all do at the same time.
Let's have
Christina.
Hi.
This episode has such a fucking weird energy. Woo! Hot.
Is that Christina?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff. Now do Christina.
It's Aguilera, bitch.
I'd like to change my Christina impression. This is Christina.
Aguilera. I am Christina Aguilera.
I do think I'm verbally dyslexic. I can read fine, but I do like my girlfriend makes fun of me for this all the time that I say I say vagina.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not constantly saying vagina, but
I feel like I mispronounce words and then I've just made it part of my personality.
yeah, there's a lexicon, there's a little black book, and yeah, let's have a ton of fun this episode, I think.
If you like the show, then you're going to love this.
The show.
The show. If you like the show, you can follow and subscribe it on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, so you don't miss a single episode. So it's me in your inbox saying, hey, there's a new episode, buddy, and I can't wait for you to listen. And if you love the show and you can't get enough, well, guess what? Now you can.
Get enough?
Yeah. By joining the Patreon and getting the ad-free extended version of every single goddamn episode, including this one where on the cold open, we sort of got wild and wacky and weird. And we gave you the behind the scenes that you're really going to want about our friendship.
Patreon.com/Miles
B.
Nope. That's incorrect.
/ Gone Wild Audio.
And also on Fridays, I do bonus episodes. There are currently 76 of them
76 trombones in the big parade.
on Patreon. And so you can just sort of power through all of those. There's plenty of fun to be had. So get on over there and enjoy a little bit of extra sauce. And I'm not talking about conditioner. Well, guys, we got to get to the phone lines.
Let's hear it.
Shrimp and cocktail sauce, peanut butter and jam. These are iconic duos. But what about an iconic duo when it comes to running your business? That's gotta be you and Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life order stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 billion orders stage, Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling magical swords that actually create a special little illusion, or you're actually selling peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered, baby. As an entrepreneur, I obviously run my business in a million different special smart ways, but I also need tools that I can trust when it comes to running my business that scale with me. I make sure that I'm using the best payroll software. I make sure that I'm using the best accounting software. And Shopify's no different. If you're using Shopify, it's going to be a tool that's going to get you through, and it's going to scale with you from when you're selling 4 PB&J sandwiches on the side of the road to when you're selling 1 billion PB&J sandwiches a month. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/perfectperson. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/perfectperson now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/perfectperson. Everybody knows that I love cash. And guess what? I need ways to save my cash and to make sure I'm not spending it in weird places. And guess what? Beyond that, Rocket Money is gonna shoot me into the moon like a rocket of cash. When I use Rocket Money, I save the cost of Rocket Money. Let me explain. I pop on a Rocket Money, which, by the way, is the personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. And every single time I go on there, Rocket Money's like, hey, by the way, bozo, you've been paying for a subscription you forgot about, and it is draining the account. So if you want me to go ahead and cancel that for you, then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I can see all my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with a few taps. They even send me emails that are like, hey, this month you're spending this amount more than you did the last couple months, or this amount less, and I find that that's really helpful to budget and gauge the situation. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. That's rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. rocketmoney.com/perfectperson.
Miles, I need your help because my best friend's little sister gave me a surprise Brazilian. And now she's mad at me for a lie I told in conjunction with this Brazilian wax. And I just need to talk it through with you. Okay, that's all.
Sorry. So
someone got waxed.
A surprise.
too much.
surprise.
A surprise Brazilian?
Now, I don't know what that means. Like, was she sleeping and all of a sudden she was waxed? She was like waxed
Or it's like
in the night.
wax me, but not that much. And then it was a full ass
And
Brazilian.
she got a full ass.
Yeah. But then now she can't be mad at the wax person because she lied to the wax person.
Yeah, it sounds like she made a fib.
Yeah.
Have you ever guys talked about, has this ever happened to you?
Has someone
Lied?
ever waxed me too much? And then I lied
You
to
lied
them?
about
Did
it?
you ever get a surprise? Wait, did I lie about getting waxed too much, or did someone? I've never gotten waxed.
I've never gotten waxed either.
I got my ass waxed when I
Actually?
was 16 years old.
Why?
Is that true?
I started to be able to drive, and I was like, what's somewhere I could have never gone?
Are you serious?
This
She
can't be
spread
true.
my ass wide.
Is
You're
this
lying.
real?
3 and 9.
No, this
And
never
it was
happened. This never happened.
Warm.
It
not-
never
You know what? We
happened.
love you.
This
We
is
want you to
real.
be this is real?
It
is
never.
real.
No,
You
it's
got
not.
your ass waxed.
It was in Mayfield Heights, Ohio.
Show me a picture of your hole.
It's not
Miles,
waxed
enough with
anymore.
the upskirts.
Sorry.
Enough with the upskirts.
You gotta quit it with the fucking up.
Well, you did have your ass waxed.
I had my hole bared.
Reilly, we boring you.
No.
Pull it out your phone.
Oh. Oh.
No, don't misogyny
I'm
alert. No, sorry. No.
Misogyny
No.
alert.
No way.
Pew, 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 pew. Misogyny
No.
alert.
No.
You really are.
Riley can't look at her phone one goddamn time while just talking about getting his whole
I mean,
shaved.
30 cents.
Sorry. No.
30
else
cents
it's-
differential, 70 cents for every dollar that you and I should
I know
theoretically
it.
make.
I know
So
it.
I feel like for the 30 cents, she owns maybe what, 30 calls?
I own 30 calls.
What does that mean? She-
I'm defending you.
Can we
Forget it.
talk to the person
Miles.
who got a surprise
Miles.
wax?
Miles.
Miles is a
Miles.
misogynist. Clip it, put it
Misogyny.
everywhere.
Don't put it anywhere.
Misogyny.
Miles.
No fucking way.
Hello, you called Perfect Person, and I'm here to call you back to talk about your
Oh
wax.
my God, Miles.
Hello. So basically, I'm here with Reilly and Geoff, and we can't wait to hear about your hoo-ha.
Oh my God. Hi, Reilly. Hi, Geoff.
That can't be the
Hi,
reaction to what Miles just
I'm
said.
so sorry he said that.
She called it about the
I'm here
wax.
to tell you about my hoo-ha.
Okay, so we're gonna need a fake name, and I think it's gotta be
Gotta be
hoo-ha.
hoo-ha.
Yeah.
It's ultimately gotta be hoo-ha.
So hoo-ha,
Oh, no. Okay. Hi.
hoo-ha, could you tell me what's going on?
so horrible.
Okay. Do you want the story in chronological order or in the order that will be making more sense?
Let's shoot it out of sequence.
Let's
Wait, how is the one that's out of sequence? How does that make more sense than chronological?
Okay. In chronological, the lie comes first and then the Brazilian.
So the Brazilian was revenge Brazilian.
the lie that left 1,000 Brazilians? I think I want to hear. I want to hear the lie first. And no, I want to hear about the Brazilian first because to me the lie will be which one's a bigger deal? Probably the lie.
Well, the lie is the thing I need the advice about.
Okay, so take the lie second. Tell me about the Brazilian first.
Okay, so the Brazilian. So my best friend's little sister is going to cosmetology school.
Of course.
Okay.
And I end up being her, what I was told was a bikini wax model for her exam.
Okay.
So I go in already. I'm a little bit nervous. I've been told I'm not allowed to shave for 2 months. And I haven't. And I've been very good. And there's been stuff that's going on before this has happened that we will get to later. But I get out to the middle of nowhere to this campus that I've never been to. And I meet up with her. And the thing is, I've met my best friend's little sister before. We've ran into each other, but we've never spent one-on-one time together. And then all of a sudden, she's going to be seeing every little bit of me.
Is the most one-on-one time you can get.
Yeah.
Well, of course. So we're at this Starbucks, like, getting ready for what I was told was a bikini wax. And I'm like, yeah, like, I've done this before. It'll be fine. I trust you. And she's like, okay, because last time I did it, this girl freaked out and I got wax all up in her vagina. And I was like, oh, good. You're really making me feel ready for this experience.
Oh, no. That's so... that's like very, very...
And I know that this exam is also worth 20% of her final mark. So I have to be good. I have to be ready for her, and I have to, like, talk her up. So we get ready for the exam. She's inside the exam room, and she comes out and she gets me. And she's like, hi, hoo-ha.
That was good.
I hear you're here for Brazilian. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. I'm here for a Brazilian. And I was not mentally prepared.
And you weren't there for that.
And I wasn't there for that.
But you felt like you couldn't contradict her in front of the professor.
Yeah, I had to play the part because I want her to get a good grade. I'm not going to do all this and her not get a good grade.
Right.
Good friend.
Okay.
Are you being waxed in front of the teacher?
Well, yes.
Is that how this goes down? That is fucking crazy.
I think you're owed a settlement.
Yeah, this is crazy to do. Like, is it like just the professor, your friend's little sister, and you?
So the thing is that we're in a room. There's like 5 other people all getting waxed at the same time.
In the same room?
Holy shit.
Music or dead silence?
Screams.
And we're all lying down on our little beds, pussy to the wall.
Okay.
There's like
good.
little dividing all of us.
At least it's to the wall.
To the
Yeah,
window.
it's to the wall.
Pussy to the wall.
To the wax. To the wax.
And her professor's just kind of like walking back and forth, like peeking her head in. And like really, when I say like peeking her head in, like peeking her head in, like she's all up in there.
Jesus.
And my
Quite.
little sister, every time she rips the wax up, she goes, "Oh, you're so pretty."
Positive
Crazy.
affirmations.
This is fucking crazy. I didn't know the cosmetology finals were like this.
Otherwise, I would have enrolled years ago.
I would have loved to be a part of it.
And she told me actually when they were learning in class, they learned on each other. And like,
Is this a licensed cosmetology school? Or is this like a Professor X's Xavier School for Gifted Cosmetologists?
I have so many questions. So she does a great job.
Okay.
I'm bald. I'm still bald to this day.
I mean, hey.
She does a great job. But I was so mentally unready for this.
Sure.
And I was driving in the little car after.
Of course.
And she's telling me about her big sister. And I'm like, yeah, that's my best friend.
Haha, you just waxed my whole pussy.
You just waxed my hole and my butthole.
Yeah.
Like, all of it.
Is there a way that we can reframe this positively as you got 2 for the price of fun?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So you're in the car and you're sort of like trying to cheer her up or just be like, that was great. Like trying to make sure that you're being a people pleaser.
She felt good about it because she was like, oh, like I took a peek in at what the girls on the other side of the sheet were doing, and they did not do as well as I did. There was hair everywhere. There was wax everywhere.
Oh.
So I feel like I got off pretty scot-free. And you know what? She did a great job. I just kept being like, wow, you're doing so great. And she's just saying, you're so pretty. You're so bald. Such a pretty. And it was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
That is crazy.
So
How do you feel about the complete and utter follicle reset? Like, are you feeling yearning for your former
Follicles?
hair, or
And sorry,
are you?
Geoff, I'm going to cut you off right there. Continue your story. Hoo-ha. Sorry, Geoff was sort of.
I want to know what the
I just
advice.
mean,
I don't
like,
know. I
did you
want to know
leave being
what.
like, this isn't so bad? I actually kind of like this, or do you wish that you had left that patch?
And we talked about, like, what if she does a little heart-shaped little landing strip?
I don't know if
She said she wasn't advanced enough to do that.
Yeah, it's like latte art.
No, it's not.
I think she did great.
Sure. I mean, it's her first time. So,
Well, of
got it.
course.
So,
And she had an audience.
So she
I would've been
waxes you in
nervous.
front of a crowd, basically, and
Yeah.
I'm so.
I can't
that's
get over that.
unbelievable. And then, so that leads us to the lie, and her being mad
So
at you.
the lie happens a week before this.
Okay.
Because I've known about this exam for a while because I had to not shave for 2 months.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like, exactly what day it was, and I specifically didn't know what time it was. So I booked off work for this day, but I didn't have it in my calendar yet because I didn't know what time it was. And then I also work in theater. So
Okay.
I was stage managing a show, and I was making the rehearsal schedule. And because I didn't have it in my calendar yet, I just, like, it slipped my mind, and I scheduled a rehearsal for the same time as this waxing. And I was like, oh no, this is a problem. And because I was the one who made the schedule, it's like I fucked up. And I was having a bit of a panic attack.
Sure.
And I had just finished my meds, and I was like, oh, I'm being a little manic. So I'm just going to text my best friend's little sister. I'm going to say, hey, I got scheduled at work. Oh, my God, there's no way you could find someone else to do this, right? And she's like, this is worth 20% of my grade, and I'm depending on you.
Oh.
And I'm like, all right. Sure. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I got scheduled at work, but I'm going to figure it out. And then all of a sudden, my best friend texts me, and she's like, you got scheduled at work? I was like, yeah, it's crazy. It's really busy at work, but yeah, I'm going to try to get out of it. And she's like, I can't believe you got scheduled at work on a Monday night because you work at a theater. Like, it's so interesting that you got scheduled at night on a Monday because theaters don't usually operate. I was like, yeah, but I'm going to try to get out of it.
Right. You're sort of like just telling a lie to just sort of be like, it's more polite to lie than it is to.
By the way,
Yeah.
fine lie.
Yeah, fine lie.
Work should obviously take precedence.
Yeah.
Thank you. It wasn't like I was trying to do some crazy, I don't know. It's not like I was trying to go out to the club. It was a different type of work, and it was easier to explain.
And if
This is my favorite
Anyway.
caller I've ever had on the show.
You weren't going to the club. You were going to get your hoo-ha done in front of a crowd with 5 other people on their backs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Like, this is a normal lie to tell. This is fine.
Thank you, Miles.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, because that means a lot. Because so then, like, literally not 10 minutes pass, and I'm like, oh my God, I've just told this lie to my friend, and I don't know why I told it. So I text her. I'm like, hey, I need to tell you, it's not work. It's a show I'm doing, and I don't know why I lied.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I understand you saying that, but I'm really upset that you lied to me about this.
Oh, your friend is bad.
Oh.
No. And also, by the way, okay, here's the thing, too. You said work. I have work. Did you specify that it would, like, because to me, it is work.
Yeah.
It is work. Like, your creative aspirations,
Yes.
etc. Stage management is work. Especially for us fucking dorks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we work. If I was stage managing a show, I'd be like, that
I
is
have work.
work.
That is
work.
work.
I would describe it as work.
Yes.
So your friend is mad at you because you said that it was like mandatory minimum wage, or like mandatory, you're making a wage from this work and not work creative work.
Essentially.
Yeah, okay.
Essentially, yes. And so I'm like, this is a nothing lie, but I'm going to come clean to you. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And it's almost like telling the truth was worse
Of course.
than upholding this lie.
Yeah.
Because then she got really upset at me for lying to her. And I'm like, okay, like, this is all spiraling out of control. I'm going to quit this show that I'm working on because I've got too much going on, clearly. I've got other things that I'm doing. And I quit that show. I'm not working on it anymore. And I've got other things coming. Don't worry. I'm not giving up my aspirational goals to be able to get my hoo-ha.
I think you're owed money.
I think you're owed
Yeah.
cash from your friend. Well, first of all, how do you feel about the friend? Because I'm sort of ready to fucking
pissed
put her
at
on
the
my
friend.
I
shit
can't believe that
list.
she was mad at you for being like, hey, I'm sorry I did this. I would have more respect for you being like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I lied. I'm sorry about that, but I did lie
That's
to you.
what I thought. I was so
I would trust
confused,
you
like-
more because you told me that you lied.
I think this family is not working out. This great experiment of what are their last names?
It was very strange because I thought, that I would get brownie points for telling the truth, but
Yeah.
it was almost like telling that lie was worse. Admitting to the lie was worse than actually telling the lie.
Yeah, also
That's
it's also for
fucking
something
weird.
that doesn't fucking matter.
Yes.
Like I can't imagine being mad about something. Like it's like if my friend texted me, like, let's say this is you. Jeff is like, oh, I have work, sorry I can't do this. And I'd be like, oh, that's weird. And you're like, I lied. I actually don't have work.
It was actually a passion project.
And I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay. Like who
Weird, but
Same
fine.
thing.
fine.
Kind of,
Like
yeah.
that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like,
And now you're left without a stage management job and anterior follicles. I mean, I'm frankly upset on your behalf, you.
And I will
Hoo-ah.
say, I am relieved that I quit this show because I don't think it's going. I wasn't feeling very fulfilled by it, and I was going to make $200 total for like 2 months of work. It's not like money off my back.
But joy and passion off your back.
Yeah. And the follicles of,
And hair
of
off of
my
your-
hoo-ha.
Yeah. And we're about to introduce a new segment on the show. Can you hit a sound? Welcome to Name Names. Let's hear their first and last.
first, last, and social.
And social.
No, I mean
First, last, and truth social account.
first, last, truth social account. I think that like how do you feel about this friend? Because I feel like if this happened to me, I would probably put them on my soft block list.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
like, I'll hang out with them if I see them, but I don't want to see this person that's unwell.
Yeah, it's very strange because she's essentially, and I don't think she doesn't listen to this podcast. I know that, so I can say this. She's my second best friend. She's not my first best friend.
T.
Okay. Second mate.
And I
Doing a
love her
good
so
job.
much, but she does do crazy things, and she does have really crazy reactions to things.
Yeah.
And like even like a week after all of this went down, I went over to her house, and she was the one who invited me over, but she was like barely talking to me, and she was being very cold. And then I was very drunk.
Like she was
And I was
punishing
like,
you.
Can I like lie down in your bed for a minute? And she like didn't want me to lie down in her bed because of the lie I told.
Sorry, she didn't want you to lie in her bed because of the lie you told.
You shall not lie because of
Talking to
lie.
her roommate after, and I was like, "Hey, like, can I have a name for a friend?"
Donka.
Donka. So I was like, "So have you noticed that Donka is being a little bit weird?" And her roommate was like, "Yeah. So when you were lying down in her bed, she was like, oh, we have to wake her up because Hoo-Ha's been asleep for 5 minutes and she can't be sleeping in my bed." And her friend's like, or her roommate's like, well, like, what, do you not want her in your bed or something? And she's like, no, because of the lie she told.
Okay.
Here's
no.
my advice through song.
Yeah.
No her, no cry. No this person, no cry.
This is supposed to be no woman,
Yeah.
no cry, but remixed to
No,
be no her.
Dornka,
It was supposed
no
to-
cry.
That was good because of the
No, Dornka, no cry.
I think that Dornka
Yep.
has another thing coming, and it's guess what it is.
You bought a gun and you're gonna hunt her down.
I have a gun.
Jeffrey.
I have a gun and I'm gonna hunt her down for sport.
J'accuse.
J'accuse. I'm gonna j'accuse Dornka here.
Yeah.
Because I think also Dornka's clearly going through something and she's ready to turn on you. Also, you were helping out her little sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing a favor. An
Doing a
unpaid-
favor.
And she kept saying, I appreciate you for helping my family.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Also, it sounds like, and I hate to be this person, but I'm gonna just lob this and see if it fucking hits metal.
Okay.
Is Dornka in love with you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
Me either.
in many ways, I love her. And the funny thing is that we became best friends because she was best friends with my boyfriend.
Are you still with your boyfriend?
said boyfriend?
Yeah, he was just outside our bedroom right now.
Mm.
He came home and I was like, I don't think Miles is going to call me back. And I can't believe you told me that.
Well, and here we are, gabbing like gals. I mean,
And here we are.
I think that the reason I ask if Dorinka's in love with you, maybe she's not in love with you.
Yeah.
But I think that to me, this kind of stuff can sometimes happen when friends get too close and their needs aren't being emotionally met by other more like obvious partners. Like sometimes I've noticed this specifically in female friendships, but I think it happens in guy friendships too. Two females, two women. Sorry.
I'm ready to sound the misogyny alert.
Oh, misogyny alert.
No.
Oh.
No, I haven't
It should be
I
the sound
haven't
for
yet,
that should
but
be
I'm ready.
Crazy Train.
Yeah. Oh, and it's Reilly laughing. So I think it's sometimes like when two friends are really close and they don't have partners, they can rely emotionally on each other in a way that is not necessarily the healthiest, where they're seeking something from their friend.
No, this
Validation,
is true. Yeah.
Validation, flagellation, as Jeff said.
Nope.
And sort of like affection, and like they're almost putting like would-be controlling behaviors on their best friend. And obviously this would be toxic of them to put it on a partner.
Yes.
But like they're misplaced. So her being like, you lied to me, and it's like you don't owe her anything. You guys are friends, and you told like a white lie that because it would be more convenient.
And then you said sorry for lying. I don't know why I did that.
Quit the job and got waxed in front of a crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what?
You
the
are
fuck?
not in the wrong in any way, and I don't think that you
If
think
anything,
you are.
were
but
in the
like,
round because your mound was on display.
Don't talk about Hoo Ha's mound. Don't ever
This
do
whole
that.
thing is sponsored by Yoo-Hoo and Mounds.
Hoo-ha bars.
Take some space.
Oh,
Take
no.
some space from Dornka.
Hoo-ha, you're gonna need some space
Yeah.
from Dornka, and I never thought I'd say that sentence again.
It's a good sentence.
Yeah, it's the second time I've ever said it in my life, and it will be the last.
But do I talk to her about this?
No.
Do I, like,
No.
what do I know?
No, I mean, I'm curious
Let
about
it
yours.
simmer and just hope that she's going to let it go.
My take on this is if you talk about it, it will make it worse because of the type of person Dornka is.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your take, Reilly, because I'm sort of like, to me, if you go, hey, I just want to take some space from us as friends and whatever, sometimes I think that's an unnecessary conversation because you can just take space.
Exactly right.
You don't
Well,
need
Yes,
to
I'm
ask
not.
for
No.
permission.
I don't
Yeah.
think you need to ask for permission to take space. I think that you can take a little bit of space, and then if she brings it up, or I think depending on how you want to continue your relationship, if you do, I think that it's like you absolutely should bring this up and be like, hey, that felt really weird to me that this happened the way it did. And then her reaction to that will be very illuminating.
I think Dornka can't handle it at all.
But that's what I'm saying is that it's
like.
like, I think that it's like you need to bring it up to be like a litmus test and be like,
Dornka couldn't even handle honesty.
well,
So I
Then-
think you have your answer already personally, but I tend to not. I mean, what's your strike policy? 1, 2, or 4?
Oh, it's usually pretty low.
Right.
See,
I think you
it's
have your
pretty
answer.
low.
I think Dornka, I want to say, is irredeemable holistically.
I think
No,
you can
here's the
take
thing.
space, and if Dornka
Whoa.
I was kidding.
asks
Yeah.
you about it, then you tell Dornka.
I'm also a big believer. My
Okay.
new friendship policy typically is
you
unlimited.
break it, you buy it.
You break it, you buy it. Unlimited strikes. However, our friendship will wean.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm a believer in that. Like people can wrong me and whatever. It's not my like having it out with every friend that does something
Exactly
that annoys
right.
me
Yeah.
is not right. And it's also I think bad to label everyone as toxic and be like
Yes.
Yeah.
everyone's a problem and it's not my problem. And I
Yes.
think that is actually a problem with how people interact with each other. However, I find that it's like okay, somebody does something that I don't appreciate or that feels like they're sort of taking advantage of me or whatever. I'll just be like, okay,
Noted.
I'm noting that.
Yeah.
I'm going to note that, and I'm probably going to start to distance myself from that person. But if they are like trying to get back in my life, then I'll be like, okay, you were
Yeah,
asking to
exactly.
hang out a bunch. Like, let's hang out. And
That's
then,
how
like,
I feel.
You know, like I don't think it's nice unless someone like to my face fucking shoves me and is like, you're a fucking loser. Like, I'm not going to ice anybody out. I'm just going
Yeah.
to soft fade.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will say my addendum to that is it's like depending on how close you are, it's like if it's something that it's like, hey, this really hurt my feelings.
It's important, yes.
It's important to bring that
Right.
up, not as a way to being like fuck you, but being like, hey, moving forward, if
Yeah.
we want to move forward,
Yeah.
that didn't feel good for me,
That's
and
a
like
good point.
we're cool.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't mean it's like,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing of that. It's like doesn't mean it's like fuck you. It's like
Yeah.
this suck, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, I care about you, which is why, in the interest of our friendship growing and getting better moving forward, I want to let you know that sucked.
It's kind of like inner circle, outer circle. Like,
Yes.
I believe that
Exactly
for
right.
inner
Yes.
circle, I would, if any of my
100%.
close friends, I would obviously hash it out with them in an empathetic way. But any outer circle, it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I would probably just take that step back. But I think because she has been with me through very tough things.
Yeah. Then it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
Hoo-ha, thank you so much for giving us this call and letting us into your world. I think you got to have it out with your friend, but also just as you're discussing with your friend, know that she's very sensitive.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is a sensitive person. So you're going to want to kind of put kid gloves on, and she's going to be good. She's going to enjoy a compliment sandwich, especially if it's a panini.
Yes.
Yeah, which is what you call the white glove delivery.
Bye, Hoo-ha.
You are so fucking lucky that I didn't sound the alarms when the name was Hoo-Ha.
I know. I saw, yeah. Well, she was...
We
I'm
didn't
kidding.
actually like. We're
I'm
still
kidding.
recording. You're talking like we just got off a call.
You were
and
going to
now no
sound the
one's listening.
misogyny alarms because I called her hoo-ha?
I'm kid.
No
Oh, misogyny alert!
Yeah.
Women can't make jokes.
I had a fist laugh at yes
Damn
right
it.
now. All important,
All
Riley.
aboard!
Guys. Damn.
I get,
Misogyny alert.
I want that clean for the soundboard.
Yeah, all right, we'll do it clean.
Here we go.
Even when I'm not here, people are like, "Who the fuck is that?" All aboard! Misogyny alert!
Absolutely going on the soundboard.
Steam train sound effect.
You guys vamp. I'm going to turn off the fan.
It's all night. You guys vamp. Fill the dead air. Fill the dead space. It's been all night with him.
You know, there's like a certain like oral patina that shows can have.
You
where
have
there's-
been saying
it's
oral
rough-
all night.
Sorry, audile patina, where there's like kind of a there's a rough around the edges aesthetic where you're like it's a tightrope walk.
Mandy Patina.
But I would say Mandy Ramekin.
Randy Petit Napkin. Mandy Ramekin.
Different guy, but cool
Mandy
ass name.
Ramekin is a good character.
Mandy Ramekin.
He owns an antique
Ramekin.
store that
It'd be Randy
sells things that
Ramekin.
aren't old enough.
Maybe we just do this one. My coworker has been making podcasts about his sexual encounters and experiences with his wife. Sometimes
I love r/Gunwild Audio.
I feel like, given Jeff's discussion of r/Gunwild Audio, I think we have to
We
take
have
this.
to do that
Also,
one.
I feel like wasn't the last of us you guys were on? We took
It was
really
also a
sexually
sexual-
super
Yes.
Sexual, yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievably filthy.
We
kinda
have to
gross.
do that one.
Hey, Miles. So I recently discovered some tea in my office workplace. Most people know. One of my coworkers makes podcasts. One of them about his sexual encounters and experiences with his wife. Sometimes even filming them at the place of work. So really just wanting to know how to digest this information.
Never stop
Any help
fucking
would be
your wife.
appreciated. Thanks.
Oh, it sounds like he's like
Never stop
sexually
fucking your wife.
harassing her.
You never said what?
Jeff and I have always said, never stop
Never
dating your
stop
wife.
dating your wife.
Never stop dating your wife.
Yeah,
I agree
I'm
with
married,
that.
but that doesn't mean I'm not going on dates with.
You
people.
have to.
I dated my
always-
wife last night.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you do? How many times?
Hello.
Hello, we are so excited to be your coworker's fucking his wife. You called perfect person. And I'm here with Jeff and Riley, and we are so excited to hear your tea.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Every
Not as
caller's
crazy
like,
as your coworker
"Holy
fucking
shit."
your wife. Your
Yeah.
wife, his wife.
Well, we're gonna need a fake name for you, Jeff. Can I-
Mandy Ramekin.
Mandy. Okay, Mandy Ramekin. Mandy, it is a pleasure.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. What's going on with your coworker?
So I was just minding my business at my office, right? Chit-chatting with my office friend as one does to pass the time. And she was like, oh my gosh, have you heard about so-and-so's podcast? Can I get a fake name for this coworker?
The coworker's name? Well, you're Mandy, and your coworker's name has got to be Dandy.
That's good.
Okay. So she was like, oh my gosh, have you heard about Dandy's podcast? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? I haven't heard anything. Dandy's weird, though. He's kind of an odd individual.
Odd bird.
Right? Yes. And I'm like, I haven't heard about Dandy's podcast. What are you talking about? And my friend was like, oh my gosh, everyone here knows about it. Like, apparently this is part of the reason Dandy sometimes works at a different office location, because his coworker who has a office near his heard this individual Dandy podcasting
At
in
work.
the office.
Wait,
at work.
he was recording the podcast at work about how he fucks his wife.
Apparently, I don't know if he recorded that episode, but apparently they complained that Dandy was recording the podcast in his office.
Works in a bullpen.
And I was like,
It's just open air.
So is his podcast explicitly about banging his wife, or is that just one of the stunning episodes?
one of the stunning episodes was apparently him and his wife going over, and he's also incredibly religious, Dandy. So that was also factored
What
in.
religion?
He's religiously good at banging his wife. Wait,
Yeah.
he like how do you know he's a religious? What type of work do you have?
Yeah.
ER nurse.
He's podcasting as he's
No.
eating on a tourniquet.
No, I work at an office and I work in law.
You work in law?
He has to know
Yeah.
the laws.
He has to know the laws about banging your wife. So do you,
Yeah.
And what is his job? Is he a lawyer?
Yeah.
I hardly know her.
Wait,
Is his name on the letterhead?
Yeah.
He's a
He
partner.
made
He's a partner?
He's a partner.
he fucking made
Wait,
partner?
no, Mandy, is this serious? He's a partner?
He's an attorney.
I've watched Suits before. I saw Meghan Markle the Stallion.
So?
Meghan the Stallion.
Holy shit. Wait. Okay. So sorry. The podcast is not about him fucking his wife, but an episode was about him fucking his wife.
Can you tell me the name of the podcast?
That is what my coworkers told me.
Can you tell me the name of the podcast?
I haven't heard it.
Do you?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I will bleep this out. What is his name so that I can look up his podcast? And by the way, I promise I will cut this out. And I just want to see if I can find his podcast based on the name so I can see the description.
His name is.
That's my fucking attorney.
No, it's not.
That's my environmental lawyer.
No, this is bullshit. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to type in his name. So I'm going to type in this guy's name, podcast. I found it immediately. I found it fucking immediately.
Can I see?
So
Yeah, I was stalking tonight on my girlfriend's account, and Dandy really posts a lot.
I'm going to listen to this episode when I drive home
The
from
podcast
this.
is called Going Halvesies. How to split the bill / her.
how to split the bill / wife. So, and this is this is just all sort of like, wow, this is a very personal podcast. I'm not going to say any of the titles because I don't want people to reverse Google this because they would easily be able to find
Well,
it.
CPMs are unbelievable. I mean, it's on Team Coco.
However, to keep this guy's identity, it's like
not
some of them are
responding at all.
about, oh my God.
Read one.
I
Bleep it. We have to hear.
Okay. I'm going to rearrange some of this so it's like there's an episode about helping your child like butcher the deer butcher the first deer that they've killed. This is a psychotic.
Yeah.
We should say there's a part 2 for
He's
Stag.
a serial killer.
Yeah.
So this is like an episode, I guess presumably about helping your child kill a deer and eat
Also,
it.
so specific. It's not even just like, hey, here's a hunting thing.
Here's how to
help
scalp
your
game.
child
The
do it.
pleasures of this thing.
I want to run.
This
How
is
to thoroughly enjoy making ivory.
and I want to and like so
With
one
a
of these
40-minute digression about
With
how
your
he's
niece.
69 with his
so
wife.
one of these episodes is about how he bangs his wife real good.
Reportedly, a lot of people in the office have told me about this. I haven't found that episode, but
I found
that's apparently really.
Yeah, I found it.
Let's read the description.
Oh my gosh, no way.
The description is it's basically like, again, I'm like paraphrasing this because I do not want to reveal this and get you fired. But it's basically like
Thanks.
the ways in which I helped my relationship with my wife, like
By fucking her.
yes, yeah, and how it was at home, etc.
And how it was, how we fucked at home.
Yeah,
I
guess
gave
so.
her a dome.
And how I gave her dome in the home. So what do you need help on? Because your boss is a dog. And he's clearly
I don't
banging.
think so.
He's obviously the fucking man.
He's obviously
so where do we go from here?
He's obviously sick as hell. He kills deer and bangs his wife and has a son.
So I'm kind of just looking for how I'm supposed to interact with Dandy or not.
So this man has a podcast episode about some scary shit some unsettling shit, I think don't. I think don't.
Don't.
I wouldn't. And by the way, to be honest, the podcast is more embarrassing than anything else.
Right.
I would avoid this dude because he's like obviously weird, unless you want to play psychological mind games with him, in which case that's kind of fun too.
Oh, that could be fun too.
You could leave a deer head in his bed like the Godfather.
I do think, by the way, you should listen to this show.
Oh, 100%.
Because I think it'll be sort of interesting / hilarious.
You should drop little things being like, you should be like, man, when I'm, if you want to be like, man, when I'm married one day, like, I just wish I had like some advice on like, what to do in a rough patch, and see if he's like, well, I know.
Actually, I found that tantric is is really good for me.
Been incorporating Reiki into my lovemaking in the break room. Oh, how'd you get here?
It's so funny to have. I mean, it makes sense that he's recording it at work, by the way.
Yeah, I did forget that he recorded that at work.
Well, it's sort of like it's a very personal. Like I think it's almost like daily vlog style. Like it's like sort of like chips, clips from his wife, clips from his.
Get
wife.
ready with me while I fuck my wife on our kitchen island.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good TikTok. Get ready with me because I'm about to plow my wife in our shared basement.
Get ready with me while I gut my latest kill, a deer that is.
So I think like to me also, I mean, obviously that one about the deer is fucking weird, but. But I don't think he's like I think this guy's probably more than anything is just like an eccentric character.
Yeah.
Not to demonize him too well. Obviously, we've had our laughs, we've had our gaffes. He's plowed his
There's
wife.
technically nothing wrong with scalping / spitting game.
You're so far from the mic. It's just unbelievable.
It's hard.
It's just,
Why don't you put it in betwixt? There you go.
I don't know the sensitivity of the mic. I don't know how close I can get. I don't know who had Giardia on this fucking show in the studio.
Nobody on this show has diarrhea.
I'm just saying, I like to be careful near things where people's mouths
Mandy,
are on it
do
a
you
lot.
see Dandy every day?
Not every day, but I don't work directly with Dandy, but I do see Dandy around the office.
I loved it. Honestly, I'm starting to really like
Come
Dandy.
around, yeah,
I'm
to
starting
Dandy.
to like him a lot. And I don't know why.
You should do cross promo on his show.
Honestly, just he's in the podcasting game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
game respects game.
Game respects game.
Game respects game who hunts game.
I'm definitely
True.
going to listen to this podcast.
Well, you met
Yeah.
him. You said that you met a guy who was like kind of holding up a stag head at the Spotify party.
At the Spotify event,
Yeah.
there was sort of this guy. He was talking about banging his wife.
He brought his own canapes, and it ended up being
He said,
venison.
I have a venison sashimi.
Oh, ice cold venison on rice.
Cold to the touch on rice. Wild. Now, I think that obviously this guy's not a threat to you, but I think that
You don't want to be involved in case he goes
No.
down.
and also you don't want to be involved in I mean, he did make partner, but you don't want to like slander an eccentric just for being eccentric.
Sure.
So you got to listen.
That's so true.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he was podcasting from his office, but closed door.
I think so, and I think no longer is Dandy podcasting from their office.
Yeah.
It sounds like he didn't know people could hear him through.
Yeah,
the
I
I was going to say, I think there was an
Yeah.
exhibitionist thing going on. If he was reportedly doing an episode about plowing his wife
Yeah.
in the office, I think there was some part of that like he wanted people to hear that he fucks his spouse.
Maybe.
I don't want to set the precedent that we bully The Office weird. You know what I mean? I think The Office weird is sort of they're an integral part of The Office.
Of course.
And sometimes they can be really
So
fun.
true.
And I don't want to make Dandy feel, he did make partner, and he probably should talk about plowing.
It's a little hypocritical because you used to beat the shit out of.
Hey, Mandy, don't repeat that. I'll leave it out of the episode.
Will not.
Yeah, I obviously beat that shit out of that guy.
Well, you give him swirlies.
My boss. for
You
years.
hoisted him onto a flagpole
I
by his
wedgied
tiny
him.
whities.
I wedgied him at the YouTube event. Many
Events, too many corporate sponsored events that you're
so
at.
many corporate events. I'll go to any tech company's event and have the canopies. Well, anyway, Mandy, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. And you have the absolute best day.
Absolute.
And you got to listen to the podcast.
I'll have to listen and just avoid.
And he is talking about Perfect Person.
Listen, avoid, and I'm going to do cross promo with his show.
Great. Thank you so much for calling me back.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Namaste.
You too. Bye.
Namaste. Well, guys,
Imagine if that's like your
Is that your
whole
Steve-O
thing.
impression?
Hey, what's up, guys? No, Steve-O talks like this.
Oh.
Have you heard the JoJo Siwa rebrand?
Oh, I haven't heard about
Hey
it.
guys, it's like it's a lot.
She really embarrassed
She went to a sex store, the Pops got her,
yes.
and she was carrying like a 6-foot plush dildo.
With a
Or
receipt
dick.
facing the camera, long like CVS length.
Like, sorry, do you
receipt.
think you're rebranding by walking out of a sex store with like a stuffed animal? That's still the old you.
Karma's a bitch?
I bought a stuffed phallus. I have not heard Karma, but I just have heard that she's being weird.
Okay,
about
so
it.
this is it. Ready? 3, 2. Karma's a bitch. I should have known better if I'd I would have never fucked or effed around. She doesn't say fucked. She says
Yeah.
effed.
say fucked.
She
No.
says I would have if I'd have known better. I would have never effed around.
Yeah.
Effed around.
Is
How
that
crazy would that be if your whole thing was like, "Hey guys, I'm Miles. Welcome back to Perfect
What's
Person."
up, guys? Today we're doing the first worst today. We're so excited to tell you our advice. So we're into the calling of the thing, and that's how we're doing it.
you have like a popsicle ring?
Yeah. Come on, guys. Bruh.
As you were guys, get advice on the call on the computer. We're gonna go on the-
Today, this week's movie of the week is yet again Max Keebler's Big Move. I love this movie. I love this film.
I loved that movie.
I should have done. I remember the Gilmore Guys podcast
Yeah.
on April Fool's one year did Entourage.
That
they
is so
funny.
pretended
funny.
like that was what the show was. Like,
Kind of the
what's up?
inverse of
And they
Gilmore
watched-
Girls.
Yeah, and it was really awesome. And I listened to that episode. It was funny. Anyway, gang.
Yep.
Guess what?
What?
We have one final segment for
This one's always bizarre. Right.
this is a segment.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're in the segment.
What's up, guys? We are welcome back to the segment. This is a segment we like to call Get Real, where we force a genuine moment in an effort to learn more about each other and ourselves.
This is your least favorite thing ever.
You think I'm gonna learn about myself? You think I'm
Look at your
open
body
to?
language.
Look at your body language. So
you think
hold
I'm gonna
up.
learn about myself? That's what he's like.
Do you think that maybe people are ready
No,
to drink
For?
you in like a
no way.
like an eggnog, and you
It's
are
not gonna
over
be
there
that thick.
frozen like an eggnog?
Okay. They're not refrigerated. You want a frozen block of
Nog.
Nog.
Now, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey.
Do you want us to take the lead again? You said vamp, you said vamp like
Vamp.
5 times. It won't be in the finished episode probably, but
I'll make it sound good for me. Now, Jeff.
you don't have a question.
I ran into you on the street the other day.
This is correct. You're gonna tell the story again?
It's a good story.
And you were out, and it was such a joy to see you.
Well, I was also about, but yes.
You were out and about with your lovely lover.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chatting in the street.
At Scofie Music on Instagram. She's a great musician.
She is.
Yeah.
And
I
Stay
am
away
gonna
from her, man.
kill you.
I'm married with a child.
And let me gab your kid then.
And now you had left your meat inside of the store.
yeah.
And that's not a
basically-
euphemism. And it's not a
Well, there was some
euphemism.
soprasat, there was some capicola,
And the cashier /
Yes.
clerk
Correct.
ran out after you and said, "You forgot your meat,
Meat,
sir."
yeah.
Although I was wondering why she didn't just bring it out to you.
and that's a really good question, but that's not her job. It's so,
Yeah.
it was already extracurricular.
So she said, "You
for her.
forgot your meat at the counter," and you said, "Oh."
I am agog, I am aghast. Am I going to get my sliced meat at last?
And you asked your lover,
Correct.
"Can you go back into the store because someone I banged is in there and I don't want to see them again?"
I didn't explain that to her in the moment.
You explained it
I
to
said
Miles.
Did
I said it to
she know?
She knew after. I was trying to get her out of the grocery store so that I would tell her in the car so that we wouldn't have an awkward moment, but rather kind of a moment of honesty and connection between the two of us. Something you two wouldn't know jack shite about
I
Why?
actually
in
know
your
a lot. I would
relationship.
actually
Why do
know
you think
a lot.
that?
Why would you think that?
Because you guys don't share with me, let alone your partners.
You think? Sorry, you think?
You're the litmus test for whether or not we.
I'm
with
the
our
number one in
partners.
line.
No,
I don't think so.
but I share share everything with my wife.
I can get real.
How do you feel about love? Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say something.
something
completely
else?
different.
Okay, go for it.
I feel stupid now.
No,
No,
Reilly, come
let's
on.
sit in it. Let's sit in it.
I had E. coli. And I'm not even
Sorry, you chose this moment to share that you had E. coli.
Yeah. Diarrhea for a week and has
Get
been
in
kind of
Fiji.
she's been saying it in every public forum that she's
It's because it's crazy.
available.
Who the fuck is getting? I'm crying. Who the fuck
Do you
is
still have E. coli?
No, I don't have it still.
Well, tell him she kissed a bird.
Yeah, how did you get E. coli?
I don't.
Well, you were in Santa
No.
Barbara where the produce flows like dirt, like sod.
I don't know how I got it, but it was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
It
E.
was
coli is such a weird
miserable.
thing to get.
I know. That's what I'm fucking saying. I'm being so genuine. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Were you like so dehydrated? Like you probably were so dehydrated.
There
from-
were only 2 days that were really bad. One day was the worst, and I was crying. I was like, I felt like a little kid. I was like, why is this still happening? Like,
At any point,
so
was it
fucking
like
miserable.
Cape Canaveral? You kind of took flight a little bit in the John, the Porto?
No, it just happened. There was one time. It was like 9 times in a day. Like, no, it was awful.
Oh, that
And it was
feeling.
really
I've had
horrible.
that before.
I've had that too.
With food poisoning or something. Food poisoning is the worst. And E. coli is the same thing. Which is
awful.
anything where you're evacuating like that.
Oh, and your body is like,
It's so bad.
get it out. Yeah, so that was, I'm being so honest. It was so fucking miserable.
No, that's
it was miserable.
that's
really
Geoff, would you care to just sort of give one last real thought that you have before we end the show?
I met your baby, and he is a sir.
What did you think of my baby?
He was knighted.
I'll be honest.
Genuous.
Yeah.
I thought he was
genuous.
very cute. He was slurping
Yeah.
grape ice cream,
Okay, yeah.
which, for those who don't know, is churned cream with a little bit of grape.
A little bit of wine.
And there's a ton of Chablis on the aftertaste
What is
/ alcohol.
Sorry, what is Chablis?
It's a kind of wine. You asked him to be genuine, and he's now doing a whole bit about.
He's masking.
Yeah, I know. No, it happened. Like, it's amazing to watch in real time.
He
He's like, he's really
falls
cute, and he was
He's
eating
terrified.
Chablis.
He's terrified of being himself.
So
Here, look,
without-
I'll give a genuine
Don't talk
thought
about
here.
the ice cream. What does it feel like to like see Miles as actual human
As a
child?
dad,
As a dad.
daddy.
He's not being genuine either.
But it's his show. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm also. Don't yell at me.
I didn't raise my voice. I just said something you didn't like to hear.
You're deflecting again.
Your child
I
was
asked him,
cute.
Oh, here we
it's
go.
like it's amazing how many.
Let him do
Your
it.
child was cute. It was nice to see a family together, whereas there are many families in the United States, continental or otherwise,
See, it's
which are
in
splintered.
Real
Which are-
time.
yeah, in real time.
real time.
He chose to make
That's
it about
a
the
true
splintered
fact, and
families.
It's a true. You could say anything's a fact.
It's an epidemic. Splintered families.
families is not an epidemic.
It's and I didn't want to take it this far. It's a pandemic.
I don't think so.
So, you think that we need to get a COVID vaccine for splintered families?
Well, that's the problem. They haven't come up with a vaccine for splintered families.
It's an endemic.
At Reilly Coyote.
I barely use it. Plug the fucking Instagram.
What's the
at least.
Instagram?
At Reilly Anspaugh, if you must know.
Ranspaugh.
Nosy. It's Reilly Anspaugh.
Follow Reilly. And you've just been doing some cool stuff. You just did a bunch of shoots. Anything that you're promoting? I feel like you shot something cool, no?
Yes, I'm in a TV show on Amazon Prime called The Baxters.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
watch The Baxters. I'm on
Top of the charts.
Prime. Top of the charts. And that review podcast in which both Miles and Geoff has been a guest in the show. It's an improv podcast on Headgum that I host with Alfred Bardwell Evans, and Geoff and I do sketch comedy at Headgum, and made a short called Chauncey, which you can find on my website, ReillyAnspaugh.com.
Geoff, anything to plug?
Watch this. Why don't you follow Reilly? Use the time you would have used to follow me.
No, don't
follow
do
Reilly.
that. Just because you have like 3,000 more followers than
Sorry.
me, don't do that shit.
This is
I
fucking.
just now
Follow
I
him at Jeffrey
because now I
James.
look like a good Samaritan.
No.
Because I
Seriously,
used my time for others.
Follow him at Jeffrey
Misogyny alert. How about uplifting women, which I just did,
There's a
and you're
difference. I
still
remember
jumping
when
down my throat.
When we had Finn Wolfhard on our podcast,
Okay, sorry. Watch your feet when you get up because the
I'm
name
gonna name drop
of the
because-
Stranger Thing was just
Was
dropped.
just dropped.
because when he was on and we're like, any plugs? And he's like, no one needs to fucking follow me. It's because he's millions of followers.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
he
saying
can
I
say
have a
that.
good
So he can
following.
say
He has
that.
like 22
So when
million
you-
followers.
you
I'm
have
not saying
like-
I don't need followers. I'm just saying that, by the way, roundaboutly, I think people are going to be like, oh, Geoff, he gave up his time to charity, really.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Sorry, whoa. Misogyny alert.
fuck, I was so close. Uplifting women. Also donate to the. I was going to say the AC. I was going to say the UCLA.
Donate to the UCLA fund.
To the ACLU.
Donate to the UCLA student body president.
Follow Reilly and me. And if you don't have time for that, rearrange your priorities / guts.
How about end me?
How about end me?
Follow Reilly and Geoff and watch their stuff. They're both very funny.
We have a patreon.com/Reilly and Geoff.
Patreon.com.
We do
Miles
Zoom
is-
parties there.
Zardy.
Monthly Zardy.
Yeah, monthly Zardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
And Miles
do.
is patreon.com/MilesB.
Nope.
Is it not? I thought it was patreon.com/MilesB.
/
And if you want oral, that's it for your ears. If you want oral porn, go to
I wouldn't mind r/Gone Wild Audio.
Okay. Well, if you
So much to edit.
No, if you need
Episode's
help
never
and
coming
you're
out.
wondering if a big problem, just
want-
remember that no wonder who you are. No matter where you are, no matter where you've been, perfection is only a call away.
That was a Headgum podcast.